A year's a long time in wrestling. For all it sometimes feels like the product is occasionally dragging a bit, you can see entire careers start, flourish, and then disappear in the space of 12 months. Muhammad Hassan, Austin Aries, Big Papa Pump. If you'd taken a year off WWE, you'd have missed those entirely. The fact is, the company is in a constant state of either evolution or regression, depending on how kind you're feeling. And when you look at it all bit by bit, it doesn't ever seem like that much. But when you take it as a whole, it's, well, huge. In fact, if we rewind to 1 year ago today, I mean, I wouldn't have been allowed to present this for a kickoff, but regardless, fans of Vinnie Mac's Big Oily Men Shack would never have predicted how things would turn out. My name is Adam Cleary, and these are 10 things in WWE you simply wouldn't have believed a year ago. Number 10, there's no tag division. Starting fast and loose here, because obviously there is a tag division, but the company have spent the last 12 months proving they are fundamentally not interested in it. Teams either get left to rot, split up, or buried. This time last year, the Bar and the Hardy Boys were having a great little feud. The New Day and the Usos were regularly putting on fantastic matches. Gallows and Anderson looked great. The Revival were on TV. American Alpha hadn't broken up, and Breezango were over as come April, and all of these teams were, in a roundabout way, jobbed out to a child. WWE have fantastic tag team riches at their disposal, but they just do not want to spend them. Number 9, Asuka's first pin goes to Carmella. In August last year, Asuka arrived on the main roster by relinquishing her NXT Women's title with her reign at 510 days. She'd never once been beaten inside of the company. It looked for all the world like they'd keep that streak going until WrestleMania, at least. And they did, sort of. 860 days in the company with no losses until a frankly brilliant match and a great WrestleMania moment saw her tap out to Charlotte. Now, if we'd spelled that out for you a year ago, you would have thought, yeah, makes sense. But what doesn't make any sense, what none of you would have believed, was what's just followed. After Charlotte, she moved on to Carmella, who a year ago had just become the inaugural Women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder, but was also kind of in a bit of a weird Mrs. Ellsworth angle. And she got the pin. She got Asuka's first pin. You didn't see that coming. Number 8, NXT UK. Short and sweet this one, as this time last year the perception was WWE had no idea what they wanted to do with all the UK talent they'd signed, aside from stop them working for their competitors. ITV's grand World of Sport plans had pretty much failed to get off the ground, so WWE looked happy to just sit on their contracts and spite a few indies. But now we get a brand new brand, an actual show with actual matches and storylines and lots of wrestlers. It's a monumental development for the UK scene, and it came totally out of the blue. Will it work? Well, I'll do this video again next year and we'll see. Number 7, Undertaker and Cena is a comedy squash. Yep, after all that hype, all that speculation, all that anticipation, all that fantasy booking, we did at long last get The Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania, and it was a very short comedy squash match. Don't get me wrong, I think we still all enjoyed it. It had a great build-up with all those Cena promos. Then on the night itself, it was great to see the big lad back. We got a really good segment with Elias, and the match, though 2 minutes 45 seconds long, was pretty good. It was just weird that the best spot in it was a funny one. Everyone wanted this match, but we wanted it as a big dust-up between two of the all-time greats. This felt like the last Undertaker appearance at WrestleMania, and Cena's probably still good enough to carry him through a 10-minute back and forth, so we assumed that's what we'd get. Not to be, though, as inexplicably we did get a half-hour segment, but that was mostly this whole angle with Elias and the little match he had with him, and then a really long entrance, then a match that was as long as Queen's seminal hit, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Go figure. Number 6, 205 is actually good? This time last year, Neville was trying to drag pay-per-view quality matches out of the rest of the roster. We had the Noam Dar, Alicia Fox FaceTime angle, and Enzo Amore was only a few weeks away from his inaugural run as champion. How Triple H has turned this around is beyond me. Number 5, nobody cares about Bayley versus Sasha. You don't though, do you? I mean, you're probably relieved that they're finally doing it. You may be hopeful that both of them can turn their years around if the match is good enough, but you're not actually bothered about it, are you? I mean, I'm not, and I love those two. Somehow, in the last 12 months, those two have gone from being the most over two lasses in the entire company, whose routine misuse we were decrying, to just two more names in an already oversaturated division that's perilously short on airtime. Now, yes, they might build it up nicely for SummerSlam, but the unbelievable part of this is that they somehow have to win us back over with both these characters and this feud. If you'd done that a year ago, WWE would have been the biggest story in the entire division, and now it's just background, which is a bummer. Number 4, Daniel Bryan gets cleared. Yep, 12 months ago, Daniel Bryan was in a never-ending series of dead-end feuds on SmackDown. He just had his first child. The whole thing with The Miz had fizzled out, and it looked for all the world that he was finally getting his head turned by Cody and the lads. Another series of medical evaluations found WWE still unwilling to clear him, despite his doctors saying he was fine. So with a stubborn set of employers in one hand and a flourishing indie scene in the other, it was only a matter of time until he left. But they actually cleared him. A few weeks before WrestleMania, they actually unbelievably cleared him. Now, this kind of turnaround and reversal of policy is pretty much unheard of in WWE, so to get one this monumental was, well, monumental. Number 3, Brock Lesnar is still champion. At the time of recording, Brock Lesnar has been Universal Champion for 450 days. 450 days. 450. F me. Look, it's not that Brock Lesnar can't hold a title for that amount of time. He's very much the kind of person WWE would like to put these sort of records on. But at the time, last year, we were all convinced he only had that belt because he was going to get fed to Roman and anoint him top dog. But he wasn't. Lesnar beat him twice in April, and now Roman is just messing around in pay-per-view piss break matches with Jinder Mahal. So, I mean, God knows when he's actually losing it. But wait, no, actually I'm saying that. We all know for definite, again, that he's losing it at SummerSlam, right? Number 2, Styles Nakamura was a letdown. Cast your minds back to 2 very specific points in recent WWE history. First of all, Nakamura winning the Rumble, so the build-up to his match with Styles could start, but more importantly, to Money in the Bank last year. For just the briefest moment, they teased that match. 2 of the greatest workers in the industry, 2 long-time rivals, finally facing each other down in a WWE ring. If you watched our live reactions to this last year, you will know how big a deal that was. But yeah, it just hasn't worked out. Has it? The match at WrestleMania was okay, I guess, but a bit slow and ponderous. The one at Greatest Royal Rumble was very weak. The double dick kick knockout finish thing was frankly insulting, and Money in the Bank was, well, it was half an hour long. That's pretty much all you can say about it. Between their 4 matches, they have spent nearly an hour and a half in the ring together for the WWE Championship. And honestly, how many memorable moments has that produced? None? The turn, maybe, but that was even after the match. Imagine telling somebody this a year ago. Number 1, Ronda Rousey is the best wrestler in the company. All right, maybe not the best, but if I'm sat in WWE HQ right now trying to work out what our bankable assets are, she's maybe one of the most important, if not the most important. A year ago, we were all hearing stories about her training, highly skeptical that her transition from MMA legend to WWE superstar would be anything even resembling smooth, and just basically quietly waiting for her to fail. But fuck me clean in half. She hasn't. She stole the show in a match with 2 all-time greats on her debut. She carried an error-prone champion through a high-intensity title match. She's getting better on the mic. She's occasionally fantastic in the ring. And she's only going to improve. Nobody in WWE is having a better 2018 than her. Nobody. So there you have it, 10 things in WWE you would not have believed a year ago. Ironically presented by me, a man who you would not have believed was presenting these things this time last year. Thank you very much for watching though. Don't forget to like, share, and mush your face into the subscribe button there. Here's 2 of our recent hits from the exciting world of wrestling. Why not give them a watch? But until next time, my name's Adam Cleary. I'll see you soon.